Mission
Boss,
list
I've been meaning to tell
updated.
you something. Our old friend Zero hasn't been seen in public since you left the States. That was over 10 years ago now. You suspected he was responsible for the accident at your base in the Caribbean. But at that point, Zero was already bedridden. So it never felt right to me that Zero gave the order. Now that I've seen the man Emmerich was working for, I'm sure he didn't.
Please
I know
select
that
a landing
man.
zone.
He was our old friend's XO. A man without a face. Not one you want to look at anyway. Skullface.
Heading to
He's the one who
Afghanistan.
destroyed your base 9 years ago. The unit he commands, XOF, was Cypher's strike force, but he's since split from Zero and used XOF to usurp control over Cypher itself. In other words, the Cypher we're hunting isn't Zero. Beyond Zero is a void that's even darker. Skullface.
Deploying. Please select a drop point. Dispatch requested.
Be careful down there, boss.
Buddy has arrived.
Whoa, whoa!
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Please select a drop point. Dispatch requested. Analysis complete. Buddy departing area of operations. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Marker placed. Buddy has a marker placed. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Please select a strike point. Support helicopter requested.
This is B-Quad. Approaching position.
You destroyed their anti-air radar? It wasn't one of the targets, but that's put a hole in their air surveillance. The chopper will be able to get in close now. You can designate a
Cover fire. In hot. Target acquired. In hot. B-Quad is in hot. Flank cover. Prioritizing elimination of enemy threats. Target acquired. In hot.
The map has been updated.
B-Quad is in hot. Flank cover. In hot. Watch out, boss.
Extraction failed.
I'm sorry, boss, but the extraction failed. The support unit just isn't skilled enough.
In hot.
If you want to increase the success rate of Fulton extractions in bad weather, you need to improve the support unit.
Shortly.
Понял. Всем постам. Срочно вышите подкрепление. Target acquired. In hot. In hot. Watch out, boss. P1 is in hot. Find cover. In hot.
You gotta extract him.
P1 is in hot. Find cover.
Outpost
The rest to us.
captured.
This is P-Quad. No targets remaining. Ending attack.
the target.
Stand by at LZ. This is P-Quad. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived. The map has been updated. Side op completed.
You gotta extract him.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Marker removed. Marker place. Marker sub. Marker removed. Marker removed. Marker removed. Support helicopter has arrived. Support helicopter has arrived.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Marker placed. You have arrived at your destination. Marker placed. Marker placed. You have arrived at your destination. Please specify a project.
Christmas Eve, 1979. The Soviet Union rolled into Afghanistan. Muslims have revolted against the Soviet-friendly regime established the year before. The DRA forces could no longer contain it themselves, so the Soviets went in to intervene. The Afghan government was powerless and fraught with infighting. They lost the hearts and minds of the people, and that alarmed the Soviet leadership. With the Islamic Revolution happening in Iran, the Soviets felt they had to act fast or risk the spread of Islamic revivalism. A superpower, sending a motorized rifle division against men on horseback with antique rifles.
Arrived at your destination.
Everyone thought it'd be over in an instant. Only it wasn't. Some Muslims made their fight a jihad, a holy war, and began a guerrilla campaign on all fronts. A war of attrition. These fighters call themselves Mujahideen. They're being supported by the West through Pakistan. That's why Miller was involved. He was training them near the Zero Line, sponsored by the CIA. The war has become a nightmare for the Soviet troops stationed here. They thought they'd be headed home in 6 months at the most. Then a year passed. 2 years. Now here we are 4 years on with no exit in sight. Afghanistan has become the Soviet Union's Vietnam. The Soviet troops on the ground want to go home, but at least they have homes to go back to. The Afghans have lost theirs. The Soviets destroy the kishlaks, villages, wherever they can. They burn down homes and fields, fill in wells, turn pastures into minefields. It's created a mass of refugees who fled to Pakistan. If the Mujahideen are fish swimming around the villages, the Soviets will go so far as to dry out their ocean. But this has had a big price. There's bitter resentment among the Afghans, and they're taking out their anger on the soldiers on the front lines. Among the Mujahideen are the Pashtun people. They're fiercely devoted to their code of Badal, or revenge. Soviets they've captured have had their hands, feet, and noses cut off before being left to die at the side of the road, just to show their comrades what they're capable of. Friendlies who come across them can do nothing but put them out of their misery. Then they burn down another village in retaliation. And the cycle of vengeance goes on.
Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched. Staff assigned. Commencing platform construction.
this war, the Kremlin never expected to have this much trouble against the Mujahideen. Afghanistan is a tribal society. Tradition demands that its people stand up to any outsiders who set foot on their land. With the honor of their people at stake, they have everything to fight for. No matter how hard the Soviets hit them, they continue to appear out of nowhere, striking back, then vanishing again. But there's one thing even the Mujahideen fear. Every last one of them. The Soviet gunships. They're highly maneuverable and equipped with massive firepower. Plus, the underside of the fuselage is heavily armored. The Mujahideen can barely scratch them with their small arms. Anyone who hangs around gets mowed down by the gunship's heavy machine guns. This new honeybee weapon that was given to the Hamid fighters, it's no doubt something to help them strike back against the gunships, which makes it a weapon that could change the course of the war. Those guerrilla fighters known as Mujahideen don't actually belong to a single organization. Afghanistan is a multi-ethnic country. You've got the Pashtuns, the Tajiks, Uzbeks, Hazaras, and each of them is split into their own tribes, large and small. Each ethnicity has several rebel organizations that their various tribes gather under. They're united under the banner of jihad, but that doesn't mean they work like a single standing army. Just look at the area around Smasy Fort. A lot of Tajiks used to live there. They fled after the Soviets started their scorched earth campaign. With the area uninhabited, the Hamid fighters, who are Pashtun, decided to move in. The Hamids are based out of the city of Peshawar. We passed through it on the western edge of Pakistan. The Pashtun people have long lived in Afghanistan and western Pakistan. They used to travel back and forth frequently. Then Britain went and established the border that still stands today. The Hamid fighters get generally
You gotta extract him.
Pakistani government. The government wants to use them to secure influence over Afghanistan. Their liaison with the Hamids is Inter Services Intelligence, and behind the ISI, you have the CIA. That's probably how the honeybee ended up in the hands of the Hamid men.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Guard post captured. The map has been updated.
I had the R&D team analyze the honeybee. How? The CIA wanted it with...
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Hard to look at it. Then they put it back together. Everything intact. That's the R&D boys, all right. Turns out the honeybee's homing capabilities are a cut above previous manpads. It can detect a broad range of infrared wavelengths and even ultraviolet for supplementary guidance. Hence the name, huh? Right. Honeybees rely on UV light to fly. With this device, flares don't do the target any good. That's why the Soviets are losing so many gunships. And why the CIA was so desperate to get it back. It wasn't just about preventing the Soviets from devising countermeasures. What if the likes of Iran got their hands on it? American aircraft would be put at risk too. We can use this tech to develop our own portable missile. That'll give us a huge advantage. It'll take a little time before the analysis results can be applied to actual implementation. But we'll keep moving with the research. Kaz, what about the unit that attacked us in the mist? You knew something about them. That wasn't my first run-in with them. It happened right before I was captured by the Soviets. We were on the zero line that day, the Afghan side, on our way back from training the Mujahideen at a mountain camp in Kunar province. There's a lot of that work in Afghanistan. Most PFs shy away from it because it draws too much attention. But for us, that was the whole point. The job itself went great. We just had to make it back to a tribal area in Pakistan. But all of a sudden, visibility got real bad. It was no sandstorm. Our point man gave this strange report. He said he could see skulls in the mist. Skulls? The next moment, he went silent. We scrambled into formation, right before his arms and legs came raining down on us. It was always supposed to be a dangerous mission, so I had Diamond Dog's very best with me. We were calling out to each other. One by one, the voices just went dead. Whatever happened to me, I lost consciousness before I knew it. When I came to, I was in a Soviet camp, tied to an interrogation chair.
Could they be some new Spetsnaz unit?
No. The ones that interrogated me were just the average rank and file. Whatever group attacked us, the way they moved was just insane. And that mist, appearing out of nowhere. The Soviets don't have tech like that.
If they did, Ocelot would have heard about it.
I doubt the West does either. Otherwise, the folks at Langley would be sleeping a lot easier.
Why'd they come after you?
Wish I knew. I'm the only one who survived. Though I don't think they planned it that way. If I was their target, they wouldn't have just handed me over to the 40th Army. Whatever the case, we need to watch our step until we know who they really are. And boss, if you ever do run into them again, don't try to take them on. You just get the hell out of there. When I first started dealing with Zero, with Cypher, it was a somewhat parasitic relationship. Though, a mutually beneficial one. Cypher had no army of their own, so they wanted us. They wanted our strength. They approached me as a potential business partner.
But they had other motives.
Cypher coaxed us into Central America, into that US-Soviet proxy war, to fuel Mother Base's growth. Once we were big enough, they'd force us to join them. That was the plan.
That's why they had Paz, still Zeke.
Right. And if we refused, she would use Zeke to fire a nuke from Mother Base. The world would consider us a liability, and countries would unite to destroy us.
We stopped the launch.
And yet they still took us down, through that fake inspection they orchestrated to cover up their sabotage. That power Cypher wanted. We don't have it anymore. So why are they still after you? Is it just the fear of leaving you alive?
I don't know. Was Zero really... All I know is the man I knew wouldn't want this.
What do you mean?
We have to consider that it might not be Zero we're dealing with.
We know virtually nothing about Cypher anymore. How big they've gotten, what they want, or even who they really are. The new Mother Base started out as a test drilling rig operated by a mineral resources supplier, but their project fell through. The Seychelles government was happy to hand the place over to us. It was just scrap on stilts. So with a few dummy construction companies set up as fronts, we started renovating the half-finished rig. From the outside, it looked like the project was back on rails.
Kaz, you...
What?
I see what you're doing. Recreating the Mother Base we had 9 years ago. Only this time.
That's right. The Mother Base Cypher thought they destroyed will return from the grave to kill them. We'll prove to the world that we were the victors.
And if we lose again?
They can't fool us the same way twice. Now our enemies are in plain sight. And when our organization gets too big, we split it across companies. Any company that draws attention gets liquidated, and its capital is back-channeled into a new company. Most PFs are small-time operations anyway. And in this business, the minnows go bankrupt all the time. We've never aroused suspicion. Plus, we have Hewick.
Hewick?
Human Exploitation Company. It's a business specializing in intel gathering. Think of it as a civilian intelligence agency.
Kaz, that's...
Remember what they were trying to accomplish at the prison facility in Cuba? That gave me the idea. We dispatch moles into conflict zones around the world, and each sets up an intel network on site. Then they stay in place to give us stable points of contact when other nations intervene in the conflict. Hewick's strength is that it has a cutout at each level. You get your job from one guy, then you hand it off to another. No one has direct access. It's a perfect black box. Hewick members also work their way into the superpowers intelligence agencies to make sure Diamond Dogs gets work. We have those countries by the balls. That's our deterrent when we need it.
Networking. In the intelligence community?
Sure, that's how we've grown this far. And when you go out on missions, intel from Hewick will be there to back you up. But despite all that, Cypher has its eyes on us. The only reason I'm not dead is that they needed to know where you were. Figured if you woke up, I'd go straight to you.
That's why you made that ruckus at the Zero line.
Yeah, to make their own surveillance work against them. I think it took some of the heat off Cyprus.
Kaz.
Then I just had to wait for you to save me. And I've gotten used to waiting.
Kaz.
That's not all. It was a good chance to scout the market. And with the West wanting the Soviets out of Afghanistan, their agencies are bursting at the seams with funding. Boss, let's start by building up our Afghan presence.
Why put Mother Base in the Seychelles?
We're at the center of the world here.
We're all the way out in the Indian Ocean.
Come on. Lebanon, Sri Lanka, East Timor, and Africa. From here, our reach extends to conflict zones the world over, including Afghanistan, of course.
So it's prime real estate for a mercenary.
Exactly. Latin America isn't as close as I'd like, but we have Amanda and her people to help in that department. And besides, the Seychelles government owes us a favor.
Owes us?
The Seychelles has strong ties to the east, which the West wanted to shake up. It came to a head 3 years ago in an attempted coup. It was a force of South African mercenaries with U.S. backing behind the scenes. They were only platoon size, but South Africa is home to some heavy PFs. Too much for the Seychelles to handle. In the end, they accepted help from the Tanzanian army and quelled the coup. We set up the deal and handled on-site tactical instruction. That led to some training work for the Seychelles military. And when we put down a mutiny within their forces, well, we made a lot of people happy. They don't pay us. They just let us have a piece of their offshore territory on the promise we'll come running if something else happens.
So we're bodyguards, too.
It's a good setup. We can only take Mother Base so far here. We'll have to find somewhere else when this place starts getting big.
Aren't you being a little hasty?
Nothing hasty about it. You're back with us now.
Analysis complete.
So, Kaz, the ship that took us from Cyprus, it used to be a whaler.
Yeah, a Japanese vessel. How was the voyage?
It was... stimulating.
Well, she was part of a whaling fleet up until a few years ago. Her displacement isn't anything to write home about, but she can really move. She still had plenty of life left in her, but then the work dried up. Global opposition to whaling has been mounting for years.
Is that right?
The push to ban it has been gaining traction for a little over a decade. Individual species came under protection as the years went on. And then 2 years ago, the IWC adopted a moratorium on commercial whaling. Several countries, including Japan, fought it to the bitter end. But eventually, most whaling companies had no choice but to throw in the towel. You ever tried whale snake?
Can't say that I have.
When I was a kid in Japan, practically everybody ate it.
That good, huh?
The country was poor in those days, and whale was cheap. International opinions changed since then. In any case, that's why we were able to get a bargain price on the ship. Of course, we did end up spending 5 times the purchase price in modifications. We had to really work to fit in all the ESM and communications gear while keeping the whaler look intact. Right now, she's going around conducting SIGINT missions. In the future, we plan to use her as a communications relay base between you and Mother Base, and also as a chopper resupply vessel. Diamond dogs. The word diamond originally comes from the Greek adamas. It means indomitable, unyielding. Other words for the stones often mean eternal bond, fortitude, or purity. The same is true of the Star of Bethlehem flowers you laid on the boss's grave. They represent innocence, as well as chastity, yielding to no man while maintaining one's virtue. In other words, staying loyal to something.
That crack would make a good foothold. You can use crack climbing to make your way up.
You have arrived at your destination.
That's the target.
Sun will rise momentarily.
Snake, are you okay? Snake!
That crack would make a good foothold. You can use crack climbing to make your way up.
You have arrived at your destination.
That's the target.
Snake, talk to me! Snake!
That crack would make a good foothold. You can use crack climbing to make your way up.
Quit kidding around. Snake? Snake!
Development project has been added. Please specify a project. Please specify a project. Please select supplies requested. Supply drop complete. Will rise momentarily.
That crack would make a good foothold. You can use crack climbing to make your way up. That's a serious injury. It won't heal on its own. You'll need to treat it with first aid.
Boss, come in. Boss? Boss!
That crack would make a good foothold. You can use crack climbing to make your way up.
Sun will rise momentarily.
Boss, what happened? Boss!
Sun will rise momentarily.
That crack would make a good foothold. You can use crack climbing to make your way up. That's the target.
Please select a drop point. Supplies requested. Supply drop complete. mission arrived at Mother Base. Marker placed. Marker placed. Marker placed. Marker placed. Please select a mission. Marker placed. Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Marker placed. Marker placed. Please select supplies requested. Supply drop complete.
Ocelot said the number of private forces is increasing, and they modeled themselves after us.
They're a far cry from the likes of us.
But why? 9 years ago we made enemies of the world as a nuclear-equipped force, independent of ideology or state.
Yes. Sooner or later, the real UN would have stepped in.
So why are they giving these PFs free rein?
That's our fault, too.
What do you mean?
What happened 9 years ago was a real problem for a lot of people. An organization as big as ours, with our facilities, was wiped off the map. Not an easy thing to hide. But if our existence came to light, so would the names of our clients. We had contracts all over, east and west, from superpowers to banana republics, the lot. Our clients denied all association with the likes of us. They had to make sure things didn't blow up on them. But at the same time, they missed us. They really missed us. The demand for armies for hire was as strong as ever. The international community turned a blind eye to what happened to us, despite still needing people who could do our jobs. History couldn't afford to lose us. As soon as we were gone, they needed a replacement. So spread everywhere. And they're all just a phone call away.
But still,
I know. PFs are totally different from what we envisioned. Nation-states, revolutionaries, terrorists. They have a lot of clients. And Cypher is one of them. Cypher stays anonymous. But I know their work when I see it. In the eyes of those clients, the world's PFs are all just expendable pawns. The clients don't have to worry about losing their own men. Nobody knows they're involved. And PFs are cheap. In short, the world is chewing up soldiers. Spitting them out. Even some of the old Mother Base's survivors are still working for PFs. Some guys created their own smaller forces. Others were taken on by emerging PFs. Everybody's gone their separate ways. But none of them are living their dream. Because they're not fighting with you. Of course, I tried to headhunt as many of them as I could for Diamond Dogs. It was all a waste of time. They said they weren't interested without you to lead them. But now you're back. And everything's gonna change. We'll unite all private forces under you, transcending nations and economies. What is a nation? Just a patch of dirt. The bonds among us will surpass nations. And that's what'll put the world under our control. We'll establish a new kind of country. Redefine the very concept of it. Even Cypher will be below us. An extraterritorial... military nations. The United States of Force. Once word of Big Boss's return starts traveling, that'll be our true deterrent against Cypher. In other words, no one will dare to come gunning for you.
how do you figure?
Cypher lacks a large-scale fighting force. PFs are the perfect tool for them. But those PFs revere you. The legendary Big Boss. If Cypher killed you now, they wouldn't take it lying down. Maybe they'd even go looking for revenge. But they definitely wouldn't keep doing Cypher's dirty work, even if it put their lives at stake. That's why it's no longer a benefit to Cypher to get rid of you. The very fact that you're alive is our greatest defense against Cypher.
Nice to know. It'll buy us some time.
Just keep in mind that what I'm saying is generalizing a lot. In practice, the PFs around the world don't know your face. Just declaring that you're Big Boss won't be enough to convince them. And if they see you as an enemy, they'll come at you with everything they've got.
Some hero.
That's why you need to bring them back to Mother Base. Show them on your terms that you really are the one and only Big Boss. Once you've proven that, they won't hesitate to join us.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
КП-53, потерял противника. Ищу последние точки соприкосновения. Прием. Это КП, понял. Будьте начеку. Найдите противника. Конец связи.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
КП, это Дмитрий 6. Враг ушел. Начинаю поиск. Прием. Это КП, понял. КП-33, поиски закончены. Противник не обнаружен. Прием. Это КП, понял. Оставайтесь на чеку. Конец связи.
Side ops list updated. Clouds approaching. Marker removed. Please select supplies requested. Please select a mission. Supply drop complete. Unit dispatched. Caution, sandstorm approaching.
We were lucky to get our hands on that cyborg arm developer. There's no one in Diamond Dogs who can so much as maintain that thing.
Bionic arm, not cyborg, if you go by what he calls it. But you're right, the East is light years ahead in bionics. They can even detect through the skin the slight electrical signals from the brain that order muscles to move. The Soviet Union completed their first bionic arm capable of doing that back in the 60s. Although I guess that news didn't really reach the West.
No kidding. The doorknobs was the only one I ever saw. Quite a shock to see it for the first time.
And it was no mean feat to get hold of Snake's arm.
I couldn't get one for you at the time, but you know, now...
Forget it. I've no intention of relying on bionics. Right now, I need to keep the pain fresh in my mind.
Well, it's your decision. But don't you find it... inconvenient?
Not a bit. But the phantom pain, it never lets up. Do you know how many men I saw die that day? There's nothing we can do to bring them back. And you expect me to care about getting a measly arm and leg back? Sorry. But my pain belongs to all our dead comrades. I'll keep living with it for their sake. It'll guide me straight and true until I've gotten them the vengeance they deserve.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Talk.
The map has been updated. Marker removed.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Marker placed. Analysis complete.
Extract him.
Analysis complete. The map has been updated. Marker placed. Marker placed. Marker placed. You have arrived at your destination. You have arrived at your destination.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Select a strike point.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Support helicopter requested. Weather will clear shortly.
This is B-Quad. Approaching position. Всем боевым группам, это КП. Все огневые силы против вражеского вертолета.
Support helicopter is
Subject on
arrived.
board. Leave the rest to us.
The map has been updated.
Watch out, boss!
Marker placed.
B-Quad is in hot! Find cover! Target acquired. In hot! B-Quad is in hot! Find cover! Target acquired. In hot! Это КП. Понял. Внимание всем подразделениям. Отправить специализированную помощь. Повторяю. Отправить помощь. Конец связи. In hot. Watch out, boss.
Side ops list updated.
Okay, subject is in.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Target acquired. In hot. P-Quad is in hot. Find cover.
Please select a landing zone. Landing zone confirmed.
Roger.
In hot. Watch out, boss. Target acquired. In hot. This is B-Quad. No targets remaining. Ending attack run and we'll stand by at LZ. This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Please select a landing zone
This is B-Quad.
confirmed.
Returning to target marker. This is B-Quad. Have arrived at LZ. We'll stand by.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added. Side ops list updated. Staff assigned. Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Please select a mission. Select unit. Staff assigned.
Враг побежден!
Please select a mission.
is Angola's Mfinda oil field, upstream from the landing point. A spill has covered the whole area and crude. A pipeline that crosses the Muneni River failed, and now the shore's a mess. Not to mention the villages downstream have no drinking water. The oil runs to the pipeline from that facility. Taking it out should end the leak. The client this time is an environmental NGO. Destroy the facility. Stop that leak. This may seem like straight-up philanthropy, but there's another reason we agreed to it. The Mfinda oil field was outdated, abandoned. Then the rebel group Unida moved in, taking it upon themselves to kickstart operations. Unida's been rapidly modernizing its arsenal. Rumor has it someone's been selling them U.S. military hardware. Intel's analysis suggests the broker's a front company, Cyphers. Keeping tabs on Unida could tell us who's pulling its strings. First, make your way to the oil facility. It's to the north, past Wala Yamasa. The village is currently occupied by Unida, so stay sharp.
Please dispatch requested. Buddy departing area of operations.
Diamond Dog's intel team specializes in information gathering, mainly HUMINT and SIGINT. They plant scouts and moles in the field. These operatives will blend into the local populace and work under the guise of a resident, or disguise themselves as travelers and ask around for information. They observe targets using various hidden bugs, cameras, and transmitters, and by tapping their satellite...
The war industry we started has taken a pretty crooked course these past 9 years. With no other options, soldiers have become dogs of war, sent to conflict zones as private forces, or PFs. Guys we fought alongside are dying all around the globe for no reason, no banner. But it's how they survive. The demand for PFs here in Africa is especially high. Cold War standoffs, resource exploitation, tribal clashes. What's big business for developed countries has only brought conflict here. That mess you're standing in is just the latest example.
To avoid revealing themselves to the enemy. Some will carry a knife, but most have nothing at all.
You've arrived at Masa Village. It's been turned into a supply hub for Unida, meaning it'll be stocked with weapons and resources. Should be a thing or two that'll come in handy. Don't be shy. They deserve to be in better hands.
If you ever spot one, you'll have some serious explaining to do.
Analysis complete.
So remember, their specialty is espionage. They may not be of use in a firefight, but when it comes to intel, they're pros.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Enemy press. Please select a drop. The map has been up. Dispatch requested. Buddy departing area of operations.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Buddy has arrived. The map has been updated.
He's coming too. Roger that. You gonna extract him? Children.
Analysis
Child
complete.
soldiers. Children there are abducted and trained to be
Analysis complete.
soldiers. They're only taught to
Analysis
fight.
complete.
And one day they grow up and teach the next generation the same way. With a gun in his hands, a kid is as dangerous as any adult.
Marker
Only they
placed.
don't know a thing about right and
Analysis
wrong.
complete.
Boss, do not hurt any child soldiers. If you do, the
Analysis
mission is
complete.
over. The PF soldiers are speaking Afrikaans, an official language of the Republic of South Africa. Boss, we're gonna need someone with the Afrikaans interpreter skill to understand what they're saying. We'll look into it here, but for now, you'll just have to make do without one. He's coming too. Roger that.
Stay okay.
You have arrived at your destination.
You gonna extract him? Full extraction puts a huge strain on the body. Too much for a child. To extract kids, you'll have to carry them to the chopper.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Sun will set shortly.
Good. Good.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
The map has been updated.
Past the village. Continue heading for the oil facility.
Extraction
It's located
arrived at
upriver.
Metabase. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
The Venom oil field is the property of Saner, South African Natural Resources. Saner drills oil wells wherever they can throughout that region. When the oil dries up, they abandon the facility. And it's only a matter of time before the aging equipment starts leaking crude. That means United's takeover is the perfect cover for Saner. Now they can blame the spill on a bunch of oil thieves. However you look at it, Saner's far from squeaky clean.
Please select a drop point. Supplies requested. Supply drop complete. Please specify a project. Development project has been added. Please select a drop point. Plant expansion complete. Supplies requested. Development project has been added. Supply drop complete. Development project has been added. Development project has been added. Please specify a project. Staff assigned. Unit function added. Commencing platform construction. Please specify a project. Please specify a project. Development project has been added. Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched. Staff assigned. Please specify a project. Caution, rain approaching. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. You have arrived at your destination.
There it is, the oil facility. To stop the leak, you need to shut down the oil transfer pump and destroy the oily water separator tank. The details are on your iDroid.
Analysis complete. Enemy presence detected. The map has been
That's the oily water separator
updated.
tank,
Analysis
one of the
complete.
targets. Take it out.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Please select a mission.
Rain. Sound of rainfall should help to mask your footsteps. Afrikaans is the lingua franca for mercs in that area. If you're going to get any information from interrogations, you'll need an interpreter.
He's coming too. Roger that.
You have arrived at your destination. Please select a support helicopter requested. select a strike
Target acquired.
point. Strike
Get hot.
requested.
P1 is in hot. Find cover.
Strike will commence shortly.
Target acquired. In hot. In hot. Watch out, boss. Mayday!
Destroyed.
Not maintain altitude! Control non-responsive! P1 down! P1 down!
Shot down the chopper. Already a backup chopper. Call it from your iDroid. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
You have arrived at your destination.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Outpost captured.
There's the
Map
transfer
is being
pump control
updated.
room. The emergency stop button is probably inside. Bodies. Why? Oil transfer pump shutoff confirmed.
Mission
Next,
info has been
destroy the
updated.
oily water separator tank. That'll ensure they can never use
Extraction
the facility
arrived
again.
at Mother Base.
Destroy that separator tank. You'll need to use explosives. Got any C4? Alright, you planted the C4. Don't set it off until you're at a safe distance. Good, you're away from the tank. Once it goes up, the enemy will come running. Secure the area before you detonate the C4.
Please select a strike point. Support helicopter requested.
the separator tank. Objectives complete.
Development
No security will be
mission
tighter after that
has been
explosion.
updated. The map
Get out of there
history
ASAP.
development project has been added. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Plant expansion complete. Please select a landing zone. A support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
Development complete.
Departing.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
Mission complete. Great work. Boss, we took another look into Saner, the owner of the oil field. They were behind what happened. They hired the PF, not United. They restarted the facility all the while pretending they were the victims. One other thing. Saner's Johannesburg head office is just a room in a multi-tenant building. Company's essentially non-existent. 3 years ago, that investment fund stepped in and started gutting it through a series of mergers and sell-offs. And get this, the fund itself no longer exists either. It's a shell corporation, meaning someone is just using Saner's name from the shadows. But what about those strange corpses? Just what the hell were they doing over there? Hey! Snake! I've customized a walker gear just for you. It features a silent running system, great for infiltration missions, and you can also summon it to your location. I've taken the liberty of calling it the D-Walker. It's armed with a suppressed tranquilizer gun. If you want to add other weaponry or upgrade the chassis, give the order from your iDroid.
Side ops list updated.
Boss, I've updated the mission
list updated.
We received a new job offer. It doesn't seem connected to Cypher or Skullface at all. But if it goes well, we may get an Afrikaans interpreter. The details are on your iDroid.
Staff assigned. Development complete. Please select a mission. Please select a mission. Unit dispatched. Please select a mission. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Select unit. Select unit. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. 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 Staff assigned. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Select unit. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Select unit. The weather will clear shortly. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Select unit. Staff assigned. Caution, rain approaching. Select unit. Select unit. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Staff assigned. Please select a mission. Please specify a project. Please specify a project.